My name is Jess Blair and this is a video of initial consultation and health screening completed on the 27th of April 2018. Alright, hey Deb, how you going?
Good, thanks Jess, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for coming along today to our first initial consultation and health screening. Ready to start your exercise program. How are you feeling about it?
Excited.
Yeah, good, that's awesome. So today what we're going to do, we've just got a couple of forms to fill out. The first one is an adult pre-exercise screening survey, which is just 7 yes or no questions, and that's just to determine whether you've got any known diseases or signs or symptoms of injury that might be made worse during exercise. And the second one is just a personal profile to get to know a bit about you, your fitness goals, your current situation, your lifestyle, and some exercise preferences moving forward. Comfortable doing those two?
Yes. Sure.
Okay, awesome. The first one we're going to start with is the adult pre-exercise screening survey. As I said, it's just 7 yes or no questions, and it's just to, as I said, to determine whether you've got any underlying issues that might be made worse during the program. So, just what is your full name?
Deborah, D-E-B-O-R-A-H.
Yeah. And your date of birth?
9th of the 9th, 55. Do you need my surname as well?
Yeah, I will, just in case.
Warren. W-A-R-R-E-N.
Beautiful. And today is the 27th of April. All right, first question. Has your doctor ever told you you have a heart condition, or have you ever suffered a stroke?
No.
Do you ever experience unexplained pains in your chest at rest or during physical exercise?
No.
Do you ever feel faint or have spells of dizziness during physical activity that cause you to lose balance?
No.
Have you had an asthma attack requiring immediate medical attention at any time over the past 12 months?
No.
Do you have diabetes?
No.
Do you have any diagnosed muscle, bone, or joint problems that you've been told could be made worse while participating in exercise?
I haven't said it would be worse.
Okay, we'll say yes for now. We'll get into more detail about that a bit later. Do you have any other medical conditions that may make it dangerous for you to participate in physical activity?
I've got high blood pressure.
Okay, so we'll say yes to that as well, and then we'll get to those in the personal profile. So because you have answered yes to 2 of those, we will need to get into further detail just so that I can make sure that you're all good to continue with a program. So you'll need to seek some guidance from your GP or the relative person for that injury, just to make sure that they are all good for you to continue with that as well. So at the end of the session, I'll provide you with a referral to those professionals to make sure that you're all cleared for that. All right, filling out your profile, Deborah. And what's your occupation? What do you do for a job?
Customer service.
So you work in retail?
Yes.
And what kind of job do you do?
Mainly checkout.
Okay, awesome. And your date of birth again is the 9th. All right. And your address?
338. Palm Circuit.
Yep.
Alice Springs.
And your contact phone number for yourself?
0428 850 256.
Now, do you prefer to be contacted via mobile or email?
Mobile.
Okay, so do you want me to take your email as well?
You can.
Yeah.
It's Deb, D-E-B, A-N-D,
Yeah.
R-I-C-H-I-E,
Sorry.
R-I-C-H-I-E,
Yeah.
I-E,
Yep.
at optusnet.com.au.
Okay. .com.au?
Yeah.
Okay, and an emergency contact name in the event of emergency while you're Darren. And he's your partner? And a contact number for him?
0407.
Yep.
31,
Mm-hmm.
48, 48.
Awesome.
It's hard to remember when you press buttons on a phone.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's right. Okay, what is your number one health and fitness goal? What is the main thing that you've decided that you need to change, perhaps, and that you've come to me for help?
I'd like to lose some weight.
Awesome. And when do you think that you'd like to achieve this by?
I'd like to lose some by September because I have to go to a wedding.
Okay, great. So we'll say
6
you'd like.
months?
Okay, we'll say 6 months, and perhaps continuing on after your trip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whoops, continue. Wait. Is there any other important goals you'd like to achieve?
I'd like to be more flexible.
Great. That is definitely something we can work on. And what do you need in order to be successful to achieve your goals?
Support.
Support. Great. Motivation.
Yes, motivation.
Yeah. And do you like to be pushed, or do you like to just to be supported on your way?
I don't mind being pushed,
Mm-hmm.
but I like to be able to do the things that I'm capable of, not
definitely.
that they think I can do that a 20-year-old can do.
Yeah, definitely. So just pushed to your abilities, not outside of your comfort zone. Great. Are you currently exercising?
Not really.
Okay. So we'll say no, but we can go into some further detail about what you are doing. So we'll say not at the moment. What intensity would you normally exercise? Easy, moderate, or vigorous?
Probably moderate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So because you've answered no, just describe why not and what exercise history that you do have.
At the moment, because of my Achilles, having trouble.
Yep. So we'll just say that you've got a foot injury that's hindering you from participating in regular exercise. But that's obviously something that you would like to get past.
Yes.
Okay, great. You're not pregnant and have not been recently?
God, I hope not.
Do you have any regular medication that you take?
Yes.
Which is a...
I have a blood pressure, cholesterol, and reflux.
Great. And no other supplements that you take?
No.
No. Great. Do you have or have you had any serious medical concerns or conditions? You mentioned that you do have high blood pressure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write that there as well.
But it's pretty well, has been pretty well controlled.
Okay. So I'll note it anyway, just so that we've got it on record, but we'll also measure your blood pressure anyway. No other serious medical concerns?
No.
Great. So the stage 1 result, which is the result from the 7 questions that I had here, I'm just going to write some concern, just as you answered yes to those 2 questions, which, as I said, will refer you off to a GP just to get clearance for those. And when I say some concern, it's not a huge concern to me, as I know that it is manageable. But as I said, we just do need to get clearance from those professionals just to make sure that they are all good with you going ahead. Okay. Moving on to this part before I do some measurements. So just a bit about your lifestyle. How active is your job? Sedentary, very light activity, moderate activity, or strenuous?
Moderate?
Yeah, probably. I'd say probably moderate. So you do a lot of walking around, a lot of lifting?
Yes.
Okay. And how active is your day as a whole? So including your morning, your day at work, and your evening?
A bit moderate.
Moderate as well. How many hours sleep do you get a night?
At least 8.
At least 8. That's perfect. Exactly what we want to hear. In the past month, how often have you been physically restricted by your health? just in terms of being unable to perform daily activities?
None.
Never? Great. And in the past month, how often have you been emotionally affected by your health?
None.
None? Awesome. Pick the statement that most accurately describes your diet. I feel my diet is healthy and does not require changing. I feel there are a few changes I could make to my diet to improve my health. Or you require a number of changes, but you're not too sure where to start.
Second
The
one.
second one. Great. So you think that you feel comfortable, pretty comfortable in making a few changes yourself?
Yeah.
You're pretty happy with that?
Eating chocolate. No,
That's right. So I've circled no to nutritional consultation required. But if ever you do feel like you'd like a nutritional consultation to get some more advice and whatnot about your diet, then feel free to let me know and I can organise that for you. Right, this is just in regards to the exercise plan that I'm going to set up for you. How much time would you like to commit to your exercise plan in terms of sessions per week and minutes per session?
3 times a week.
Great. Yep.
And an hour per session.
60, so I'll write 45 to 60 minutes. So that's normally about the length of our sessions. And what time of day do you prefer to exercise? Morning, midday, afternoon, or evening?
Morning, really.
Okay, great. And what days do you think you'd prefer to train on, or do you think that it will vary?
Like a bit of routine, so probably like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Great. Space it out during the week a bit, get yourself recovered before the next session. Awesome. And what fitness activities interest you? So walking and running, stationary cycling, a rowing machine, cross trainer, free weights. Yep, great. Is there anything that you perhaps have never tried but on this list, or other exercises that you might like to try, get involved in?
Yoga.
Okay.
I'd like to try.
I'll take group exercises and yoga, and I can get you involved in some yoga classes
Some
at the
stretching
gym.
would be good.
Great, we can show you some stretches to improve your flexibility.
Not running.
Not running, no one likes running. Just those to start with?
I don't mind weight machines.
Okay, so I'll take
like leg presses and stuff like that.
Take weight machines and even perhaps some free weights. Just some light weights that just improve your resistance training and stuff like that. And what intensity do you like to exercise at? Low, moderate, or high? Great. Is there anything that does not interest you? Running.
Yeah, not running.
Yeah, that's fine.
I used to run many years ago.
Is there anything else that particularly does not interest you?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, we might
I do quite like boxing.
Okay, well, I could even I'll tick other, as I can get you involved in some boxing. We can do some boxing in some of our sessions, and there's also group exercise classes that involve boxing as well that you can get yourself involved in. So we're going to quickly do some measurements and tests before we sign off on the end of that. So the first test I'm going to do is take your resting heart rate and your resting blood pressure. So your heart rate, if you don't mind just popping your arm on the bench. Oops, that's a calculator. I'll get my stopwatch out. Right, if you just turn your palm face up. Thank you. Can't find it. Okay, there it is. Great. That was 36 beats per minute in 30 seconds. So that gives you a resting heart rate of 72, which is pretty good. that falls into the normal category and actually quite to the lower end of the normal category. So that's great. So next, do your blood pressure. Again, if you don't mind relaxing your arm on the table. That's not too tight.
No.
Comfortable. You've had your blood pressure taken before, obviously.
Many times.
Okay. And is there anything that you're aware of? Do you have a pretty normal blood pressure? Pretty high, as you mentioned.
Well, no, it's not normally high when I'm medicated, but I do have a bit of white coat syndrome where I get a bit, you know, when they take my blood pressure, I get a bit.
Yeah, that's very common. So if you do display a high reading today, that's obviously pretty normal.
Yeah,
And your doctor's obviously aware of that as you're on medication. Great. So as your doctor, that's pretty good. So 130 over 90. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Okay. Now, how tall are you, Deb?
I think 172.
Okay. Did you want me to double check?
170.
Okay. We'll double check. We're going to do some other measurements anyway, so I'll double check your height while I'm there. We're also going to do hip and waist measurements. So we'll just stand up here. Okay. All right. I'm just holding that up. Okay. Oh, do I go? All right, 172. Okay. Now we'll do your hip measurement. So I'll just, if you just want to come around here in front of the camera. All right. I'll just fit it around your waist, and if you can just line it up exactly with your belly button. Okay, sorry, is that your belly button there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. 1.8. And your hips. Again, I'll just feed it around your waist. And if you can just line it up where you think your bum protrudes the most. There. Sorry, it's all right. All right. And your heart was 172. All right. Now the fun part, you're going to have to jump on the scales for me. Great, thank you.
I'm glad you didn't say that out loud.
Okay. Now that scary part's over, we'll get on to recording those details. So your resting heart rate was 72 beats per minute, which is great. And your resting blood pressure is 130 over 90, which is pretty good considering that you said you can have pretty high blood pressure. So that falls into the normal category. Your waist girth is 108 centimeters and hips was 126. Now from that I can work out your waist to hip ratio. Which is 0.85, which falls actually just over the normal category, but it's not, I wouldn't consider you a risk. Anything really over 0.08, sorry, 0.85, 0.8 would be considered more at risk of a cardiovascular disease, but just over I wouldn't be too concerned. But great that we are starting this program now. And your BMI, what have I done with that? One point 72, 2.9 is 34.7, which does put you in the overweight category. So we can work at getting that BMI down, but just don't get too disheartened about that, as you know, muscle does weigh more than fat. So as I said, don't get too disheartened about that number there. So just getting on to some more lifestyle questions. You did mention in there that you don't have any medical conditions, no other concerns?
No.
Great. Now let's just talk a bit more about those pains and injuries that you've got down in your foot. What is it?
I have my Achilles is inflamed, and my bursa is inflamed, and I have something called a Haglund's, Haglunds bump. Haglunds.
Okay, I've not heard of that before, so I'll have to do some. Okay, Haglund's bump. So I'll have to do some research on that actually. So
it's like a bony protrusion
on the back of your foot. Okay, above your heel.
Sort of on the heel.
Okay, and that causes you pain?
Yes.
Okay, a lot of pain?
Sometimes.
Okay, so it comes and goes, does it?
Well, it's getting better because I've been doing special exercises.
Great, so you've seen a podiatrist for the condition? Okay, awesome. I'll note that down as well. So next time you see a podiatrist, actually, I'll send you off with a referral to her anyway, just to get some information from her to make sure that she doesn't think there's any issue with you continuing with any exercise. Does she think, is there ways that you can treat it? You said some exercises.
Yeah,
some
I have to stretch before I get out of bed. I've got one of those stretchy.
Yeah, okay.
So I have to stretch it before I get out of bed. I have to do stretches against the wall. I have to raise up on my toes and down.
Okay.
I have to ice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also seem to be working.
It's improving.
And has she said that it's something that could get worse?
No.
And
only hopefully better.
Okay, great. And it can be completely eliminated, we hope.
I hope. I haven't asked her that question.
Okay. Might be something to ask her next time you see her.
Next Wednesday.
Okay, great. That's great. Bit about your lifestyle. Are you a smoker?
Sometimes.
We'll say yes, but you are attempting to quit.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. And how are you going with that?
Pretty good.
Awesome. We mentioned a little bit about your diet in here. What do you think your diet is like? How would you consider your diet?
Most of the time it's really good. I eat healthily.
Yep.
I have the odd binge on chocolate and ice
cream. Chocolate and ice cream, which is pretty normal, I think. Everyone does that every now and then.
And I do like a wine.
Okay. So.
And I probably know I do like too many wines.
Okay. Do you normally drink during the week?
Yep.
Okay. Every night?
I try not to. Try not to. I try to at least have 2 days off. Okay.
So let's say that you might drink 5 days a week.
Yep.
And how many on a normal night would you normally have, do you think?
4.
Okay. 4 glasses of wine. Of white wine?
Yeah, and I only drink the low alcohol wine.
Okay. That's great.
And low calorie, that one.
Okay. And just a bit about work, what you do for work. How many days a week do you work?
5.
5 days. And are they long shifts?
No, 5 hours.
And how do you feel after a shift at work?
Fine.
Great. You don't, is it predominantly standing, your job?
Yep. And usually 3 days of standing at the checkout. And 2 days
moving around,
carrying,
lifting,
packing shelves.
And it's a good balance of.
Yeah, it's good.
Good. All right, awesome.
Since I started work, even that, just the
that light activity?
Yes, has been made me feel much better.
Okay, great. All right, well, now that I've got a little bit more information about you and I've got a good base that I can start working on a program for you, I'm just going to get you to sign this disclaimer here. So that's just saying that everything that you've provided in these 2 documents and the information you've given me today is all correct and true,
yep.
And honest, so that I can provide and tailor a program specifically to you and your preferences. And it's also just outlining that you understand that there is a risk in participating in physical activity. Yeah. Fantastic. All right, Deb, thank you so much for your time today. As I said, I've got all the information that I need now to start working on a program for you. Now, did you want to make a time to come and see me again?
Yes. When do you think would be?
When is a good time for you?
In a week.
Next week? Great. And what day do you think suits you best? Oh. You said you like to train in the mornings.
Yes.
Yep. So have you got a morning off work next week?
It would have to be early because I start work at 9 every day next week.
Okay, great. So maybe is 7 o'clock too early, or is 7 good?
7.
Good amount of time for you to get ready for work. So we'll say 7 a.m. on perhaps Tuesday. That's good. All right, awesome. And what is something that you would like to start working on as of Tuesday? Should
Maybe
we?
Some stretching.
Okay, that's a good idea. So we'll start working on some basic stretches that you can do at the gym and at home. And I might include a little bit of walking cardio exercises in there as well. And I might even, if we've got time, go through some resistance training that we can start working on as well. All right.
Yep.
Have you got any questions then?
No, not really.
No? Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming along. Thank you for your time.
All right.
And I'll see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
Thanks, Deb.